Okay, and we are live. So welcome
Let me.
everyone. Um, this session will be dedicated mostly to talk about things that took place in Google I/O from last week. Juan will have a short presentation for us on the topics that he mentioned as things to remember. And we can then have a kind of a general discussion of some takes from everyone, maybe highlights that if one doesn't mention them, and others want to come up with other ideas. So yeah, on to you, Juan. Let's start.
Cool. I'm gonna share my screen now.
Sure.
Let me see. Okay, I can share the whole screen. So yeah, it's a presentation with a lot of images, and it will be available for everyone to get the takeaways and relevant links. And I divided the presentation in three parts, like the Google keynote. It's about all technologies from Google in general, available for everyone. And the developer keynote, it was a keynote more oriented to developers. And then the conclusions that we can discuss about it. So first, one of the main things that was a huge, like everyone was amazed about it. It was the camera, the use of camera and augmented reality in the Google search. And that you can see things in the camera from the Google search. Then it was the Google Lens that are more helpful now. Well, not now. It's not available yet. It will be in the end of this month. That you can in the menu of a restaurant, you can see the main dishes with reviews from users, and only pointing with the Google Lens app to the menu. And also you can split the check after finishing the meal. And Google has partnership with some magazines to make the recipe came alive in the magazine. I was like, this is like Harry Potter movies where you can see the newspaper moving. So yeah, it was pretty awesome too. Another thing, and this was one thing that Google was talking about a lot, it was making accessible the technology for everyone. So one example is with this app, Google Go, that is helping people with disabilities and not reading knowledge to do stuff like reading signs and buy train tickets and much more. Than as you can see, there is a short clip about one woman in India that she couldn't read, and with this app it was improving her life. Another thing was Duplex on the web that last year was launched or was announced, but this year it was like having a lot of improvements with the use of AI. Now filling long forms with AI to complete things like hotel and car reservations, and it was pretty awesome too. And the other thing that I personally I'm buying the next Pixel 4 is for only this. No, just kidding. Is the next generation assistant that is super fast. It's 10 times faster than the current one, because they could like bring down 100 gigabits of speech recognition to have a gigabyte to the phone. So now the connection latency and the speed is a lot better. They have a demo in the keynote. I will suggest to see it, and it's pretty awesome. You can do multitask really easy and compose email on the go.
It means that, by the way, that it becomes offline, or it still uses sources from the web, but maybe less than it needed to.
Yeah, I think it's less than it needed, but I will say that can be offline. Only maybe if you have to do, like, I don't know, a ride with Lyft. I don't know if you can do it, but right now, for example, the assistant can do something with the music and set alarms offline and stuff right now. So I think, but well, for now will be that it's 10 times faster and the connection latency is gone. So yeah. So another thing about accessibility and making the technologies in the hands of everyone is the live caption that they talk about using it in meetings or in public spaces where you can annoy people with the sound. But the most impactful thing was that people with hearing disabilities can now see personal videos, because this is translating, this is captioning personal videos and any kind of videos, and you can play with it, like move the caption, put it bigger. It's flexible, and people, there's another short clip where people like are deaf and with hearing disabilities were amazed, because it's a so simple feature, but it is making a huge impact on them. So I like this a lot.
Yeah, sorry. It can also be used by people who want to watch YouTube videos during a meeting.
Yeah, during meetings like this
everybody else. Yeah, it was great. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was funny because they put that example, so I think people at Google see it in the meetings.
Yeah, they use it themselves. It's just that I'm wondering if this requires the app to do anything, or just provided by the operating system.
No, it's offline. In fact, they did a demo, and it was completely offline.
Okay, so we can benefit it in our apps without doing anything, because our videos that don't necessarily have captions can now have captions on Android.
Yeah,
Apple will have to copy it from Android if they want to get to the same level.
Yeah. Yeah. So another thing about accessibility was the project Phonia, another awesome project about people with speech problems that now can, with this engine, I think, is translating, like it's captioning what people are talking about. If you don't see it, I recommend you to see it with this guy, Dmitry Kanevsky. He's a research scientist, and he was a user that was recording sentences, like a lot of sentences to make this possible. But it needs more testing and more use cases. So they put available something for users to sign up to submit their samples, like the voice samples. And is the other thing that it was not that awesome. It was Android Q Beta, because I say it's not that awesome because it's not changing like much things. But something I liked was the dark theme and the smart replies. Like when someone is texting you and you have only one hand, you can reply with one hand. That was available in the Gmail desktop, and now it's available on Android Q Beta. And the screenshot in the middle is about the digital well-being that was launched last year, but now it has another features like focus time and parental control. And yeah, for more info you can see. And in the hardware part, they launched the Nest Hub Max. Now they convert Google Home to Nest. So the Nest Hub Max is the Nest Hub, the little one that you see here, but with a camera and a lot of features related to that, to the camera, and with a large screen display that can be used as a kitchen TV, as they say in the conference. And for last, we have the Pixel 3a and 3a XL. That it seems like A stands for affordable. That was one theory, and you can see like the main thing is this phone is high end as much as they can. I mean, they improve the software and to make it available in hardware that it was not that expensive, and with the help of AI too. And it's like it has the camera quality and of the Pixel 3a, and you can see an advertising highlighting this, like this is the night sight, by the way, the night sight feature that you can have in the I'm not sure if it's available in cameras of Android phones, but in the Pixel it is.
Yeah, I think it's a Pixel 3a feature.
No, yeah, it's a Pixel 3a picture, but this feature about the highlighting the lights in dark, it is a night sight feature. I have it in my phone. I have the Pixel 2, but I'm not sure if it's available in Android phones, like in the camera.
I've seen it. Pavel got some, I think, one of the phones which got that one. Android phones, yeah. I think it is Sony. He showed me the picture from the middle of the night, and it was like day.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. But what the bottom line here is that with a relative amount of money, like it's much cheaper than the iPhone XS. That's the example that they put.
Phone X.
Yeah, I put Phone X, but like in the bottom you can see here you can see it, but in the bottom you can see
it said
from iPhone XS.
Yes.
But yeah, they put Phone X.
Yeah, and also the advertising, you cannot make a mistake by what they mean by Phone X. And I just wonder what Apple will do to retaliate in the WWDC.
Yeah.
Actually, it's legal. If you're showing the true comparison, it's legal. So you can put the iPhone X in a commercial.
It's legal, but they're just inviting Apple now to...
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And they will.
So Yeah, that was all for the Google keynote, and now entering the developer keynote. Um, I was the main thing that I saw that Google was talking about is the Android becoming Kotlin first, uh, because among other things is less to type, less to test, and less to maintain, and also they are partnering with JetBrains to make educational events of Kotlin and to expand this with this link that you can see here. You can see all of it. And another thing was the in-app update, that right now we have like this pop-up we did manually, but now it's like embedded, like you can do it with this beautiful screen about Google Play. And also if the update is not urgent, like it's not fixing bugs and stuff, urgent bugs, you can see that you can update, the user can update the app in the background, and you can still use the app while updating. And then to use the updated version, you just have to restart the app. I think this is a pretty cool feature.
Yeah.
For us, because right now with the pop-up, it's not that, at least on our apps and I think it will be for our apps.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing was the app actions with the Google Assistant. Now they have 4 intents, like health and fitness, finance, ride sharing, and food ordering. But I think you can implement an intent to open the app, like, or to open in a specific feature in the app. And I left the link there to see the video about this. And another thing that I was amazed.
Sorry, can you use that as a feature of the app, the chat itself?
The chat, you mean the assistant?
Yeah.
Like I think we can like open if we define a feature, an intent as a feature, we can open Televisa Deportes on Noticias section. But I'm not sure. I mean, they were focused about these 4 intents, and I don't see how this will apply to us. I will have to take a deeper look to see if we can use this.
Okay, cool, thank you.
And one thing that I was amazed was about this Android Studio 3.5 beta. They didn't highlight it that strong in the keynote, but I went to a specific conference about tips and tricks with this new Android Studio. But well, in the keynote, they say that they were focused exclusively on quality to make the tool better, like UI freezes, performance problems, and crashes. And I think that's awesome, because I was using the 3.1 just because I was afraid that the project will be mess up. So one feature that I really liked it was the instant, the apply changes. It's like they replace instant run with apply changes, and it's working for me more or less.
For our Applicaster apps, because instant run, it used to kill
but
everything.
Now it's apply changes, and it's using another, I think it's using another technologies to do this. And
they completely renewed instant run. They built it from the ground up, the apply changes. I don't think it's an upgrade to instant run. It's a complete replacement, I think.
Yeah, if you don't, I think I can do a short demo. I prepare a demo to show you how this works. If you don't, it's okay?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so let me see. I'm doing this plugin now for one of our clients. Well, it's a general purpose plugin, but right now one client will be using it. And you see my screen, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I have the emulators that I have to say is faster than ever. I don't know if I'm biased now, but I think it's faster to launch and well, let me know. So okay. Okay, so right now I will launch the plugin to show you this screen. This screen is like this right now, and I will change, for example, the width of the edit text on both parts. I will change this text, for example. It's pretty basic because I don't want to like fail in this. Yeah.
I think this is the typical changes that you would use apply changes for, right? It's not like if you needed code changes, it would not.
Yeah, no. If you add a new element, and that was tested already, if you add a new text view or a new element, it will not work. It
Yeah.
will tell you if you add a new resources, you have to rebuild the app.
Yeah.
So well, you know.
Typically.
So let me here. This is a 3.5 preview, by the way, because in the 3.4 is not available. So I made some changes in the text, now in the image, and these are the apply changes buttons. This is for the interface, like changes in the UI, and this is for the code. So here I'm applying changes to the UI. It's building, and there you are. You have the changes in the text and the width of the labels, and well,
Nice. Good.
yeah, the awesome thing is that you don't have to go to this screen again, so it will show this screen. So the part that doesn't work that well is the the code part. So I put this as an example. For example, now you can, I mean, if the user and the password are equal, username and password are equal, you have to be kidding me. It's this message. Now I will change it to not equals. Pretty basic stuff. I mean, so let's see if this works. It's building, like code changes. Let's see. Oop. Yeah. Now you're right. So I changed the user and password, and now it's showing the other message.
Cool.
Like I say, I didn't want to like make a lot of changes because This is still in preview, and yesterday I was with the UI. I didn't have problem, but with the code changes, it was not working that well. So, but well.
Okay, but the concept is understood. It looks very nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I really like this, and well, I hope you can use it too. And the thing is that you can have the preview separated with the release. So if the preview is giving you problem with the project, you can still use the other one.
Yeah,
another thing.
But this is Mac feature, right?
Huh?
But this is Macintosh feature that you can have 2 instances of the.
You mean the macOS?
It's actually a different app,
yeah.
I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a different.
It's a different app.
You can see my screen. Let me check.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see one. It's yellow.
Yeah, the yellow one and the. But yeah,
but you can do that on Mac anyways. You can have 2 different instances of the Xcode.
I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, so
does it require any updates? I don't know, to any library or something that you have to do in order to run the 3.5, or it just works?
I just install it and everything works. I just open a project that I already set up. I haven't set up a new project, so maybe setting a new project will give you problem, but opening existing projects, I have to test, by the way, if doing a new project will have problems. I don't think so, but well.
Okay, Gil, I think previously when we wanted to update the Android Studio version, it did require some updates to some certain libraries, right?
The Android Studio itself? No, I don't think so.
The Android Studio, it just a quick update? Okay, but maybe I'm confusing it.
Usually, like, since I remember, it wasn't, it didn't require.
Cool, got it.
Cool, so yeah. And I didn't put it here, but another thing that I was seeing in the demos, that they didn't type almost anything and nothing, because they were using live templates. Are you related with this, with live templates? I can show you real quick.
Snippets, right? Code
yeah,
snippets.
It's like a snippet in iOS, but it's really, if you want, I can show you really quick how this works. For example,
yeah, if you have
now we have, in this example, I have Kotlin here. But for example, I can do a string equals hello, and you put point if. Oh, no, it doesn't work. Well, I use it for preferences for Abrigaster. And for example, I put pref s, and it will put preference util, get instant, set a string pref, and I will put the key, and we'll put the value here. So how this works, like you go here in preferences, go to live templates, and you can see here the snippets, like Anna say, like you with this font 0, you can template a function with no parameters. Font 1 with 1 parameter, and I mean, it was pretty awesome. I think
I used to try this stuff because I used to use the Visual Studio snippets, but I couldn't find the way to autofill in a couple of places. So if you got a template with a variable which should put in a couple of places, I wasn't able to make it work. So maybe it's better now. I hope so, because it's a very useful thing.
Yeah, yeah. I like I say, I did this tree with the preference util because I was doing a class accessing the preferences, and as you can see with prefs, I can set the string pref. I mean, I put this line of code, and with these placeholders, I can put the key of the preference and the value. I think if we use it well, we can get a lot of improvement in our productivity. Because man, I was seeing that and I was like, how they do that? How they put BC and they make a whole a snippet, like a whole piece of code. But yeah, I was playing with it. So for other part that is not that Android, they were talking about some improvement in the web platform with this engine V8. It's a JavaScript engine that now is faster on. I mean, you can see it on entry-level devices, and it uses 20% less memory. And another thing was that I really like was this lazy image loading. That now with this piece of code only, Chrome loads the image in a way that the user will see like a smooth behavior in your web. And another thing was that announcing that Chromebooks will be Linux ready. Like, I think it means like you can use now Android Studio in Chromebooks. That was something that I really like. I'm not ready to move to Chromebook, but well, I think it's a starting point. And another thing that I see, it was Google doing all these open source, putting available all these open source libraries that use AI and machine learning. And now it's like you can use MLKit, Google Cloud, and TensorFlow as an example, right? To use this on our websites. So I think it's a pretty cool thing. And well, that's all. I mean, that's all the key things that I wanted to mention. Maybe I'm missing something, but well, we can discuss now after the conclusions. This is my approach. Maybe you can have more, but I noticed that Google wants to reach more more people with the technologies, like Google Lens helping with the menu, and Google Go with the signs, and its product with the Pixel 3a that now is affordable for those that can pay $1,000 for one phone. So another thing that I realized is that Google is getting more serious with augmented reality, introducing it in Google search. And I didn't share about it, but in Google Maps too. And I already have it in my phone. Like, we walk in the directions, you can see now the sign of the where you go ahead. I use it with a lot to go to the Google store, and it was awesome. Yeah.
Navigating on the map.
Yeah. And also they are focusing on using AI to make our life easier, and to those with hearing impairment and reading disabilities. I mean, this is an example for the project Phonia, and the live caption, etc. I put this comment. I think Anna was the one that put Kotlin when Android announced that.
You know me not from today, right? I write everything in Kotlin. I will shortly write a quick break in Kotlin.
Nice. Yeah, I'm writing now all in Kotlin too. All my plugins are in Kotlin. But yeah, this is a huge announcement that Android is becoming Kotlin first. And another conclusion that I put is will be applied changes this new instant run, no? Will be applied changes a huge improvement in the experience with Android Studio. This we have to find out. I mean, I'm already using it. I'm not that happy, but at least it's a starting point. That's what I'm thinking. The other thing is that now developers have more tools to make the user experience better with Google Assistant and in-app updates. And the last part was the free sourcing AI tools to make powerful apps based on AI. I mean, so I
quick question. I don't know if you will be aware about that, but does the machine learning get the standalone tools which you can like prepare your experiment, or you have to do everything in cloud?
The ML Kit. I mean, you're saying that you can do it all in the cloud. Yeah, it's like that, right?
You have to do everything in a cloud. You can't do locally because
no,
the trouble with the machine learning is very shortly you paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for nothing. You know, it's actually hard to learn.
Yeah. So I put here some relevant links. Here in events, in the first link, you can see all the highlights videos, live stream that was live in that moment. Another cool thing is that this article, or I don't know how to say this, summarized thing about 100 things announced at I/O 2019 made by Google. And the last is the Kotlin Everywhere link about these events and educational programs about Kotlin. So thank you, and like the queue of Android Q. And that's it. I hope you like this presentation.
Definitely, it was a great presentation. Thank you very much. And I think there's a lot of big announcements. Some of them are less relevant to us as developers, maybe as Android consumers, and what we expect from Android Q, and maybe in other platforms like the assistant in the car and things like that. So there were quite a few announcements. And definitely a lot to get into in the next couple of weeks, just to be curious about what's coming up and what we should prepare for. There's one more thing that we should mention is that all the presentations are available on YouTube as well. I think if not all of them, most of them definitely.
Yeah.
Especially the Android ones, most of them are filmed, and they were using the big conference hall for the big Android sessions, like what's new in Android and our architecture components, which also was quite big. I think usually what influences us the most is the update, the official release of the Android Q. They didn't say when it's going to be officially launched, right?
No, now it's Android Q Beta 3.
Yeah.
I have it in my phone, by the way. With the, let me show you. Let me see. Oh.
Do you recommend on trying it? Because I'm always afraid. No,
it's buggy. Yesterday I installed it at night, and at the moment at the launch, $3. So.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's a beta, and it should be considered as beta.
Yeah, I put it the dark theme. I don't know if you see.
Yeah.
So now the notifications are dark. So
Yeah. But it's also important to see how it influences also the usage of our apps, and I think that's the key. That's the
Yeah.
most important thing, because we currently have beta, and the more we run our apps using the beta version, the better we will know what to expect and where
exactly.
things can go wrong. So I think dark theme is one thing to consider. What else? I think I remember seeing another thing that could. Oh, the app updates is something that I
The
think.
in-app updates. Yeah.
The app update is something that I think app owners, our customers, basically would want to have the ability to trigger update of an app once they see, at least the more advanced customers that
No,
would know
but
about this feature will.
right now we have it, but we have this pop-up. Like I don't like it, but it's functional right now. But if we can use the
You're
native
talking about the
solution,
deprecation. You're talking about deprecation pop-up.
exactly.
Yeah, but deprecation is something else. Deprecation is saying you cannot use this app anymore. Whereas when they
Yeah, but this immediate update, in-app update,
okay.
like
So they have two
is
modes. One that allows you
exactly
to update in the
the one
background if
that
you want
allows.
to,
Yeah,
and one that is
uh,
blocking. So they kind of
yeah,
integrated deprecation into the operating system.
exactly,
The
exactly.
benefit of our deprecation system is that it works both on Android and iOS. If iOS also launches it,
Okay.
then maybe we'll be
Okay.
able to
Right.
migrate.
Right.
But in one
Yeah.
configuration,
Yeah.
you can deprecate both platforms.
And it works remotely. That's another thing, right?
In our solution, our current deprecation solution,
Yeah.
yes, remotely.
Yeah. That's
You
another.
configure it through the CMS, and then from a certain version, you will get this pop-up and you cannot use the app. So this is
Okay.
kind of a lighter version of the deprecation, but I think customers will still want to use it as a feature for the users,
Yeah.
just to let them know that there is a new app update instead of having them go to the store and seeing that there is an update, and have their app updated more frequently, because users actually see that there is an update. And also, we need to understand if the Android Q changes under the hood, like security changes to notifications, permissions, what users can control and can't control, can also influence.
Yeah. They announced that I didn't put it like these updates in background. Like now the updates of the OS will be in background, like without restarting the phone. So that was another thing that.
Yeah, they call it. They had the project name for this constant updates from the OEMs. I don't remember the name of the project, but yes, they took it to the next level.
Yeah.
With updating parts of the operating system in the background. So yeah, this is definitely something to start looking at. It's interesting to see that they didn't say anything about VR. The entire VR ecosystem of Daydream is kind of left out. I think they're not seeing too much future in that. But again, it's not our immediate concern right now. It's just as consumers.
I've seen this Disney artist who recently joined Google drawing in a 3D. That was amazing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's Google. How it is called? I don't remember the name, but it's with an app that you can, with your hands, like paint in the air. It's pretty awesome. I think, Guy, another thing they announced, but I think it was pretty vague, was the interactive canvas in the Google Home. I mean, the smart displays. I think the next step is to make apps for smart displays, and that way we can like do apps for this, like because they were saying about this Nest Hub Max using it as a kitchen TV.
Yeah.
Now it's integrated the YouTube TV, but it will be awesome, like integrate.
What platform is it? Is it running on? Is it Android? It's Android TV? Is it regular Android?
No. I think it's something. It's a web platform.
Oh,
I'm not sure. I have to check, but I didn't like, see it as native. You know, I noticed like it was something embedded in
I
the
see.
in
Okay,
the display.
maybe
But
when it
yeah, I
becomes a
think
more open platform. 'Cause,
I think they will do it because it's a TV, like it's a kitchen TV, and
it makes sense that they decided either it's closer to being a tablet or it's closer to being a TV.
exactly.
It really depends on what user experience you want.
Yeah,
With
that's right.
the flows and navigations. Okay, that's definitely interesting. So again, thank you, Juan, for the presentation. I think we should invest some effort, and I talked to Gil about it this morning. I will talk to Ran and to Udi about putting some more effort, both on the QA side and also on the development side, on testing out Android Q before it launches. Unlike the iOS case, where when it launches, the market transforms into 70-80% of the market to the new version. It's not like that in Android. The pace is a lot slower, but still it's enough that one customer complains that we're not ready for Android Q to make the entire system go wild. So I think we should give some effort on testing beta 3, not necessarily installing it on our private phones. You're pretty brave, Juan, for doing it.
Yeah. No, one top critical issue was financing apps with no work when I was
My
on
God, I did
Android.
expect that. I did expect the finance. I don't know why it came to me like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's really bad.
Well, I trust
I think-
trust blindly on Google.
I think we'll satisfy with emulators for now.
Yeah.
Test out Android Q. But yeah, we should definitely do it. And again, if you see features while you're playing with the system, features that can be highlighted as consumer features that can be relevant, I think the live transcript is something. Live captions is something that
Yeah.
we get it for free, but it's something that we will definitely bring our apps to.
Yeah.
Our apps will benefit from it the most, I think, because video consumption is naturally where this feature stands out.
I have my dog here.
He's also an Android fan, I think.
Yeah. Sorry, Guy, but it was coming up two more things about this keynote, and they were talking about bubble views.
Yeah.
And I think there is a conference there about what's new on Android OS, and you can see that. I mean, I have it for Android YouTube. Wait. For YouTube, that you can like get out the app and still a YouTube like thumbnail will be there.
Yeah,
I think we can use that to our advantage.
So it means that actually, when running YouTube on Android Q, it will have this bubble, and you can put it in your pocket and still listen to the video.
I'm not sure about that part, but if you see,
because it works like
I think this is available in Android P.
Okay.
You see that you can do more. I mean, they put like a lot of effort on multitasking.
Yes, screen side screen. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that we can use as our advantage. And the other was about. Oh, I just forgot. Well, if I remember, I will share it with you.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so definitely there are some hiding gems inside this new operating system. And again, we're not necessarily going to implement all of them immediately, but at least to know the potential and know that it's there and kind of be prepared for it instead of getting the requirement from the customers and only then realize that it's available, that it's possible.
Yeah.
Kind of be on the top of things rather than just running and implementing everything. Just knowing that it's there, it can also help, and get our product managers to realize that it's available in the new operating system.
Yeah.
I think that can also help the effort. Okay, cool. I think one thing that I'm going to look at more deeply is the architecture components. I don't know, we're not making too much use of that currently in our SDK, but lifecycle awareness and everything that was launched last year, I think they enhanced it slightly more, and they added also Kotlin libraries to provide that. So I think this is something that's worth on the more technical perspective to look into. This is something that I've put on my watch list.
Cool.
All right, cool. Does anybody else have any comments or anything to add on that? Okay, I guess not. So cool. Thanks again, Juan. I will share this with the rest of the Android community if people want to get the highlights of and maybe get some more details later on their own. So thank you all for joining, and I want to say I'll see you next time. We're not sure when that next time is going to be necessarily, but
I hope it's not the Google I/O 2020.
Yeah, definitely. That it should happen before that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll try, especially when we find more and more interesting stuff to share with the community. Maybe schedule some.
Yeah, I think I will make an effort after this. I'm hype about all this new stuff and the Android Q beta and testing the Android 3.5 beta.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can make. I was thinking about a presentation about tips and tricks with Android Studio.
Yeah.
To share all the knowledge. Maybe we can do a shared document where you can put things and put together a presentation and share with everyone.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I think with the pressure, at least for me, the pressure of having something done, it not allow us to expand our knowledge in the tool for me at least.
Yes, unless you encounter a problem that you need to solve in that particular moment, you're not necessarily going to expand.
Yeah. So I think that will be a pretty cool thing to share.
Yeah, definitely sounds great. So yeah, we can schedule an opening session, and then
I can contact you to do that.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds great.
Okay, cool.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. And yeah, we'll see you soon. See you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So see you.